Hello everyone, my name is Quentin Chisholm, but everyone just calls me Q. Right now, I'm presently traveling around through Southeast Asia, and I have been observing a lot of the things that are going on in the media in regards to the trade war and the escalation of tension between nations. And I find the rhetoric that's coming out of the United States and Europe in general to be very interesting, because it seems like there's still an underlying tone of what I like to call the old world, or a Western way of thinking, in terms of how the West portrays people of various nations in the media. In particular, right now, how the West is portraying China. I think this is very interesting, how we are still in the West portraying and living out this notion, or we are living this paradigm that seems to be contrary to what is actually going on in the world today. So right now I'm working on a video series called ViewPoint Asia to bring to light some of the things, some of the ideas, some of the concepts that are here going on in Asia. Some of the projects that you guys might not know about. Some of the things, some of the opinions, some of the voices that are not heard because the West continues to play a certain paradigm. And so I want to give everyone here on YouTube a different perspective, so that you guys might be able to come to a better realization and understanding for yourselves about exactly what's going on in the world around you and who the people are that's around you. So, this is for everybody who is just looking for a different perspective. This is for all the Americans who are looking for more information about what's going on here in Asia. And this is just a platform for everybody here in Asia to be able to get their voices out, so that we in the West can understand. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video series that I will bring to you. So without further ado, here's ViewPoint Asia. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Q, coming at you from Bangkok, Thailand. Today I have a very special guest here for you guys. Hey man, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, man?
Hi everyone, my name is Nixon, a.k.a. Junior Cruz. I'm a registered nurse, and I'm here in Bangkok with Q, on vacation, exploring Bangkok and the rest of Thailand.
Tell us a little about what you like to do.
I love to travel, go out in different countries, go on adventures, taste new food, and learn about other people's culture.
What would you say has been your most interesting experience about being in Bangkok?
Besides the food, the culture, the way people live their lives out here, it's pretty simple. I think what's really important to them is food and their job and family. I love how they have elephant sanctuaries, tiger sanctuaries. They really care about the animals. I mean, there's some people are cruel to animals, like elephants. They cut off their tusks, and tigers they use their skin. So there's actual sanctuaries here for animals to be safe at.
Compared to your experience in America, how would you say that your experience here in Thailand, or your experience traveling in other countries, has impacted your life or impacted your understanding of how life is versus what we understand it to be in America?
Oh man, we are blessed in America because, well, we get things really quick in America. We want it, we buy it, and it's our dollar is really high compared to Thailand, so we're able to do things a lot more here. I don't know, really. What
Well,
else?
let me ask you a tougher question, right?
Okay.
In terms of how, let's say, you've been treated by other people, or like the expectation of who you are as a person, as whoever people want to describe you as, or however people want to view you, how would you say that that experience has led you to your understanding of your world around you? How that experience has changed you?
Okay, so I was born and raised in America. Uh, Lived all my life in San Francisco. Went to school at University of San Francisco. Um, my dad is Puerto Rican. My mom's Filipino. I look Latin at times. I look Asian at times. So when I travel outside the country, people just either thought I'm Latino or Asian. They never see the American side sometimes unless I start talking. So it's kind of sad that nowadays, wherever I travel, um, they they look at Americans as only light skin, which is sad because America, it's everybody immigrated to America, or you're black, white, Latino, Asian, everyone migrated over there, even the Native Americans. Um, so to me, America is it's a group of immigrants that went over there. No one was except Native Americans. They were really originally there.
Mm.
The Native Americans were. So the way the media portrays Americans are pretty much light skinned. So
How does it make you feel though? How does it make you feel when you travel, or even people inside the United States who question your identity about, are you really from here? Are you really American? Where are you really from? How does that make you feel?
well, um, it's kind of mixed feelings. I'm proud to be American, um, but I'm also proud of being Latino and Asian. I'm lucky to have all those three cultures. The thing is that I think a certain country doesn't get enough of, let's say, other people's culture. They're limited to that type of knowledge. So I can't really hold it against them, because the fact that maybe like I spoke with this Chinese girl and she didn't know where Puerto Rico was. So like I can't really. So she all she could think of was either American or Asian. You know. So
What do you think about the president's trade policies?
I think he needs to learn some, go back to school and learn how to do some trades. Learn how to properly do, how to trade it amongst other countries.
Mm.
If China pretty much stop trading with us, then we'll be in big trouble, right? Pretty much, because they can pretty much trade with other countries, you know.
How do you think that the president's trade policies in the trade war with China affects relationships between the different peoples from countries? So the Chinese people who come to America, they do business and they have families back in China, and for all the Americans who live and work in China and have businesses but have families and connections back to the United States.
Well, that will definitely greatly affect both. Actually, everybody regarding trade and businesses. It could ruin a lot of businesses for both sides. So because if you have, for instance, business out here in America, then it's like, well, now I can't really do business with America because Trump says no, right? Or whatever the policy is. It, Bottom line is, yeah, it'd be a lot of trouble for like people who has their own business, you know.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's what I think.
What do you think about the devastation that's happened in the Midwest?
Which was
What do you think about the rainfall, all the rainfall that's been happening in the middle of the country, that's been affecting all of our crops for our country?
I think it could be due to global warming.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that has something to do with it. Pollution, all that stuff, changing weather. That's probably what's causing all that. And I think it, acid rain. That's probably what's causing all the crops to die. Um, and yeah, it's the whole global warming, the whole system of global warming. So
So how will so with the because in the Midwest what we have going on is we've had pretty much since March, April, there's been nothing but rainfalls that's been falling in the Midwest, and it's affected all of our crop planting. So soybeans, corn, wheat, those things in the country have not been planted for the year, and so they're projecting that we could see an inflation in food prices. So with that, how do you think that will affect the American people, the American economy?
in that case, so there'll be less supply and there'll be more for demand. That's usually what happens because you need crops. Everyone needs to eat, right? And if we're not getting enough uh, a right amount of food supply, then it's gonna skyrocket because people need to eat and people need those whether it's rice, potatoes, vegetables to eat, and they don't have enough supply, the market's gonna start selling at a higher price, and yeah, that's gonna bring up a lot of things. The prices are gonna shoot up, just like the gas prices.
How do you think that's going to affect the standard of living of many Americans in the country?
Um, well, it will, of course, everything's gonna become expensive. Everything will rise up. It's gonna all the prices, not only with produce, groceries. It's gonna drive up the prices on gas as well as just the living. Rent's gonna go up as well. Yeah.
What do you think about the Clintons?
Clinton, I mean, I don't really care what he did. Cheat on his wife because he was doing a great job with our economy. Um, we didn't really have any problems with the economy back then when uh, Clinton, President Clinton was on board. Um, yeah, I mean, until he I don't really care if he banged Monica Lewinsky. It's as long as he was doing his job, put him back as president.
Mm-hmm.
What I think. But and yeah, it was. I think he was a good president. He wasn't really like I prefer him over Trump and Bush.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you think about Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation sponsoring a phony dossier to set up the president?
Yeah, that's not really president like, right? Or
Mm.
not really. Um, that she shouldn't have done that. First of all, I think um, for Hillary, I mean, I voted for her, but she wasn't really the ideal president either. During that time, you really didn't have really good candidates, so I voted for Hillary, even though she did those things. Um, I wouldn't say she's like would be well. We don't know until she gets on board how she's gonna be, but her doing that is kind of dishonest about it. That's not a good role model. That's not good to show to the American people, actually the whole world.
So what do you think that the future for the Democratic Party will be without former President Obama and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton?
Honestly, I like Obama hands down. I think he was a good president. Um, Regarding their future, because I heard that they're in trouble for some reason. I think someone told me about it, but I didn't really have read further to that, so I can't really tell you much. But um, for me, I really like Obama, man. I think he helped us get out of the recession that we were going through. and Trump really just got, you know, after it was going out of recession during as President Obama left, and then I think Trump's kind of getting the credit for it, but I think Obama helped us out.
What do you think about gold and silver?
Gold and silver, man. Honestly, it's nice to have, but it's not everything, man. For me, I think experience in life is more gold and silver.
Hmm.
I mean, you're not gonna take that to heaven. You're not gonna, take that with you when you die. I think it's having gold and silver, like watches and bling bling. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's just to really. I think it's a sign of feeling.
Do you think that gold and silver has any monetary use?
Gold and silver? Oh man, you can find that any day. Find that to get some money.
Do you think that gold and silver has more value than, let's say, a paper dollar?
Than a dollar? Depending how much carat it is, right? Like 14 karat gold. It'd probably be more cash money, right? I mean.
Which would you rather have? Would you rather have 100 US dollars, an ounce of silver, or an ounce of gold?
I'll take the cash.
Take the cash?
Yeah, because the 100,000. I mean, you don't have to change. You don't have to pawn the gold first of all. You got cash already, and with 100,000, I'll travel the whole world.
Well, it was only $100, bro. I said 100. Hey, Junior.
What's up?
What do you think about our national deficit?
National deficit? You mean how we're broke and we owe China money? We won't be able to pay them back at all, man. It's gonna be some form of either a war, like I don't know, it could be military war, but hopefully it's not, and it's not gonna be like nuclear at all. But some form of war, like a trade war going on, yeah. But yeah, we owe China a lot of money for its debt. Most Americans don't know that. Yeah, we won't be able to pay that back at all.
What do you think we would have to give up in order to repay the Chinese, the Japanese?
Oh man, what has to be given up? That's something I gotta think about.
One more question for you. What do you think about the Fed? The Fed that printed $16 trillion and gave away $16 trillion to foreign banks, and they didn't tell the American people about it.
That's scandalous.
All right, everybody, this has been Q with your interview here with Asia Viewpoint with Dave, a.k.a. Junior from California.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys take it easy, YouTube. You guys have a beautiful and blessed day. May the Most High smile upon all of you.